Hi Stampers, I'm Jill and I'm going to show you a great idea with our new daisy punch on how to make Gerber daisies out of this punch. I got this idea from Morel Taylor from Australia. She's a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator also. I'm going to use this Daisy Delight set, this one stamp. So I'm going to start with just our Berry Burst cardstock. I'm going to go ahead and stamp or punch 3 daisies just out of that cardstock. Then I'm going to go ahead and do 2 circles, a 1-inch circle and a 3/4 inch circle. And then I'm going to do the center of the daisy and I'm going to stamp it on chocolate chip with early espresso ink. And then I'm going to punch that with a 1/2-inch circle punch. So I'm going to put that through, just line it up, set that aside. All right, so I've got all those things done. Now I'm going to take our Berry Burst ink pad, open it up, and I like to make this I guess like a palette that I can use for my watercolor or using my blender pens, and that's what I'm going to use right now is a blender pen. Okay, you get 3 of these in a package and they're great value. And I'm going to take these that I've already punched and I'm going to actually shade them. So I'm going to start with the center and then work my way out center, side, side. So that's kind of what I'm doing is center and side, side, and you'll do that with all 3 of your daisy petals. And this makes it look like they're almost dimensional when they're bent down, like as a Gerber daisy would. You don't have to be exact. When it's all dry, it looks fine. And if you go back and say, I want it a little darker, you can do that. So then I just take all the extra ink off my blender pen so I can use it again. Then I'm going to take a dauber and I'm going to take the circles and I'm going to sponge all the way around the edge of both of these. And you're going to take your little snips and you're going to trim or cut little indents in here all the way around on both of those. And the reason why is I'm going to go ahead and take my fingernail after I've cut all those little indents over there, kind of fraying it, and you bend it up like that. And I'll do that again with the small one. Take my fingernail and just bend those up around. So this is the center of the Gerber daisy and it kind of gives it some dimension. Now I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm going to curl these all. Be careful because it's thin right here and you can tear your paper. But this is cardstock and it's a lot thicker than paper. So you're going to do that to all 3 of these because Gerber daisies lend themselves more to bending back than the other way. And in between all 3 of these, we're going to put a dimensional to give it added dimension to the flower. I'll take a dimensional and put it in the center. Then I'll take the next one and you turn it just a little bit so the next one's over there. Make sure you've got your centers, but you've got a little space right here to put the next one. Okay, so there's a gap right there. Then we put another dimensional. I like using the dimensionals because it gives it more body to the flower. And then you can check, okay, I'm going to be in between all those and I've got it. There you go. There's your flower. Now from here, you're going to do your center. Now you like to use glue dots. And I'm just going to put 2 on there for each piece. Put that in the center of that. Put that in the center. Now we'll do it one more time. Okay, so there we've got our Gerber daisy. Isn't that beautiful? Can you see how the texture is from doing the blender pen on there? That is really cool. And now I'm going to work on my card. Okay, I'm going to also punch. I've just done a strip of, this is 1 1/8, and you can just do 5 inches across because we'll be trimming it at the end anyway. Kind of hold that into place in between the 2. So I'm using a stamp set that has sayings in it that I really like, and it's called Just Add Text. And I'll be using Life is Better with Friends. It's got some great sayings. I also liked this one, You Are So Beautiful to Me. Wonderful sayings. I love saying sets. So I'm going to go ahead and use this Life is Better with Friends. And I'm going to stamp this on closer to the banner part of it. Oops, we got that crooked. Let's do it again. I love it how you can turn things over and redo them. Okay, that's better. Now I'm going to run it through the Big Shot, this piece of Lemon Lime Twist. We have one of our new, it's called the Layered Leaves folder, and this is a really heavy folder. So I put this on here, uses one clear plate. That's to remind myself that I only use one clear plate with this. So I've got the Big Shot platform for my folder. Then I'm going to use this and just one of these. I'm going to spritz this with water. So I'm going to take this off and just spritz it with water. And the reason why I'm spritzing it with water is because it will give more texture to the cardstock. And I want it to be deeper texture. So I'm going to run this through once, and then I'll run it through again. Okay. And this actually is going to give better texture to my cardstock by having it. Okay, so right now it's still wet, and you can see the dimension already. Here is one I did beforehand that doesn't have the extra dimension in it. You can see this one has some that are higher up and some that are lower, but I really wanted more of a pop of them standing out. This is chocolate chip, and I'm going to just go ahead and use that. And you notice I didn't waste any paper there. Just going to go ahead and use our Fast Fuse. It's really sticky, so it's sticking to me. And because it's wet, it's coming apart. The cardstock's coming apart a little bit, so you'll want to wait till it normally dries. So I'm going to put this on, and this will pick up the inside of the flower, if you can already see from using the chocolate chip. Okay, we're going to use our Berry Burst, and this is 4 1/4 by 11 inches, 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, this part of the Lemon Lime Twist. And then this is just 1/8 of an inch bigger than that piece. And because it's wet, it's not sticking as well as it normally would, so make sure you let it dry before you go ahead and put it together. So I'm going to go ahead, and I love dimensional, so this card's going to pop up a little bit. You notice it's got a lot of texture to it by using this folder. I love this folder. And then we're going to go ahead and use the saying right here, and I'm going to have it come off of here a little bit, and I'll put a dimensional on this on the one side. Okay, make sure I'm not putting the wrong, that's the crooked one, so that's the way we want it on that. Okay, Life is Better with Friends, and I'm going to put a dimensional over here too on the back of the flower. Okay, I think we ought to put just a bit of adhesive right here, just to hold this in place. And there is our daisy right there. Now you notice it still is kind of curving down on the card to give it that dimension. Now we're going to go ahead and finish up with some rhinestones. I'm going to just put 3 rhinestones on here. 1, 2, and we'll put one right there. Okay, so that is our how you make your Gerber daisies. I got so hooked on making these Gerber daisies that I wanted to show you a color chart of all these different daisies. Okay, look at this. Real red, and the only difference is I put a yellow in between it to give it a little pop, and it kind of makes it a little different. And you can see the rich raspberry, the Berry Burst we already used. One of my favorites is the Daffodil Delight, and you can even make a sunflower with this by using a bigger circle in the center. So the possibilities are endless what you could do with this daisy punch. Daisies, Gerber daisies, any kind of flower that you want to make up. And these are more in the colors that they come in nature, but you can even make a lemon lime twist one. It would be awesome. I hope you've enjoyed our Gerber daisy video on the daisy punch, and if you're interested in purchasing any of these products, click on the links below. I would love to see your creations with our daisy punch. I hope you have a happy stamping day. We'll see you next time. Bye.